Hi, it's Beth here. Over 65, still talking, episode 260, October 10th, 2021. Yesterday I was having a good day. Everything was going fine till Kit said to me, "Do you remember your favorite saying?" I'm like, "No, I don't remember my favorite saying." I thought it was a trap. I don't know why anybody would say that to anybody. And then he said, "Your favorite saying is instant gratification is not quick enough." I'm like, oh, that. It's not my favorite saying. It's the saying that I say a lot because I can't control myself. And I never could. And so I block it all the time because it's my favorite saying is, "I'm a wonderful person, and why don't people see it?" This is my go-to saying. But it's nice he thinks it's my favorite anyway. The problem is I can't wait for anything. And I wonder if I'm alone, like the nuns said I was. The problem was in my childhood, if something was going well and there was a piece of cake, you had to eat it really fast because all hell could break loose at any moment. My parents had a volatile relationship. And if the cake was there, they were probably in the same room. So I had to just gobble. Cookies, candy, things like that. My mother, if she came in the room, she hated when we ate stuff like that. She wanted us to eat fruits and vegetables. So naturally, I became insatiable and took everything I could get. A lot like the Cookie Monster. I mean, I loved him. So anyway, I look into it a little bit and I find out that there's something called the marshmallow effect. Hey, just give me 1 second. This is going to be fine. It's based on a serious science based in 1960s, late 1960s. This guy named Walter Mitchell, he found that children who could resist one tempting marshmallow. So these kids are sitting in a room by themselves, right? There's a video, it's hysterical. And the lady comes in and there's one marshmallow put in front of the child. And she says to the child in a really sweet way, "If you can wait 15 minutes, I'll come back with another marshmallow, but you can't eat that marshmallow. If you want to eat that marshmallow, then go right ahead. But I won't come back with a second one. So your choice is eat one marshmallow now or wait 15 minutes and you can have two." Okay, well, the study is incredible because if a child can resist and wait those 15 minutes, they studied these people for 40 years, and they found that the people who could resist and wait, they were more likely to finish college, more likely to get a better job. This is the one, stay married, and not have a weight problem. I'm like, oh my God, isn't that everything? So it's terrible because there was nothing they could do to help these people. Well, now they've got something that they can do. They teach these kids how to say out loud, "If I choose to wait, I'll get 2 marshmallows." And you say it over and over and over. And maybe it'll work and it'll help you because you can't believe adults. Some kids, I mean, I know, Kit was raised in a great household with Presbyterians. I know what the difference is. Some people just have really sober as a judge, solid home lives where lunch is at 12 o'clock, dinner's at 6 o'clock, and everybody says their prayers at night, which I love. And you can depend on that person coming back with the second marshmallow. Not everybody's got that. 15 minutes is a long time. People can get upset. Somebody could spill some milk. Anything could happen in a kind of chaotic childhood. So we got all these kids like me from chaotic childhoods that aren't going to trust that marshmallow is going to come around, poke it in their mouth. And we're trying, for many years, this whole thing got, it was debunked. But now the essence of it is true. And so they're trying to figure out ways to get children to grow that little, well, it's not little, it's a huge part of the brain. Get some vessels, blood vessels go into it and make it big and strong and strong and strong. You can do it. That's one way to do it, to say it out loud. Another way is to put a cup over the marshmallow. And you're not going to believe this. They have come up with a computer game that it's called Cat in the Rainstorm, and it's from the University of Oregon. It's for 4 to 6 year olds. The child's job in the game is to keep the umbrella on the cat's head so he can't be distracted for 1 second. And he can't start looking around. And they found, you will not believe this, if the kid plays the game just 5 times for 40-minute sessions, it leads to a substantial increase in executive function and control, and even, this is my favorite part, some increase in nonverbal IQ measurements. Points. You need IQ points. 21st century is tough. So it's called Cat in the Rainstorm. I don't see why every kid isn't playing this game. So then we've got this other thing where Sesame Street has taken a lead on this. And this is so funny. They are rehabilitating Cookie Monster. So I watched it. It's so adorable. So Cookie Monster, a huge advisory board got involved in how do we teach Cookie Monster to control his emotions. So this huge advisory board came up with something that was very smart. Cookie Monster wants to belong to the Cookie Connoisseur Gourmet Club. David Hyde Pierce plays the character. The video is adorable. And I didn't know the kids were so snobby. But Cookie Monster wants to be part of this amazing club. So David Hyde Pierce is the chief executive. They're having their first meeting. And Cookie Monster and his friend, who's like a coach, come and Cookie wants the cookie. David says, of course you can belong to the club. First cookie, doomed. So then the friend of Cookie Monster goes, hey, let's just see if you can do, there are 3 parts to this. You have to look at the cookie, then sniff the cookie, then take a little bite of the cookie. So his friend goes, okay, so with the first one, try to pretend the cookie isn't a cookie. Pretend it's, and Cookie Monster goes, yo. So the guy goes, okay, they do it again the second time. He gets that far and he fails. David Hyde Pierce gives him another chance. The third time he fails because the cookie smells so good, he just has to eat it. So then his friend goes, why don't you pretend it smells bad? And he takes his shoe and he lets him smell it. It's kind of cute. And Cookie Monster gets to the second level. And then he crashes and he eats the cookie. To get to the third level, Cookie Monster has to control himself. He has to really think about it. And the guy goes, the cookie will taste better. So Cookie Monster finally passes the test and everything goes well. And then David Hyde Pierce, this cookie comes out that he hasn't had in 30 years and he fails too. So it's not like everybody is perfect. It's really, really cute. So then there's this other one where Sir Ian McKellen comes and he wants to talk to Cookie Monster. And his word of the day is resist. And so Cookie Monster goes, what's that? I don't get it. Word means nothing to me. So he starts telling him what the word resist means. And it's really funny because he starts talking about, let's say that you have a golden ring and the golden ring is all you want. You can't think of anything else. And Cookie Monster's like, I'm not really a jewelry guy. And he goes, well, okay, what about a cookie? And he goes, cookie. And so he teaches him willpower. Although Cookie Monster doesn't really enjoy it, but he learns, and they call it self-control, which I think kids don't like. I think they should turn it into willpower because kids like the word power. But this is a really interesting idea, and you can do it with your own kids. You can teach them in little tiny ways, and I don't think you should start with 15 minutes. I think you should start with like 2 or 3. But it can't be clean up the playroom and we'll go for a car ride or we'll go to the toy store. That's too nebulous. They're cleaning, they're looking at toys, they're talking to themselves, they're watching TV. It really has to be at the kitchen table, and it has to be something very concrete that they're doing or not doing. And if marshmallows are not their thing, then make it their favorite candy, or whatever. I think actually a bank account would be a cool way to do it too, because you're building and you're controlling your money. But that's pretty nebulous too. Really, you have to do it at the table, and it has to be something that they love. And then you give them another one. And they have to learn to trust you. So as a parent, you have to say what you mean and mean what you say. So you can't go, oh, did I tell you that we go to the store? Well, no, we can't do that. Don't make promises you can't keep. Don't make many promises. You don't have to. Just make a promise like 3 minutes before you're getting in the car, or as you're looking for the keys, say we're going. So nothing will disrupt this thing that they think is coming. These kids need to learn how to trust. And you can get them to trust by following through. And you can make it little simple things. And their mind, so this is the best part. Their mind is waiting for this section to be built. This section of control and thinking through and waiting is the one section of their brain that through evolution they need more than anything, especially if they live in Finland, where you gotta bury some nuts, you gotta can some vegetables for the winter. So like all these neurons, all these brain, all these fabulous blood vessels are trying to get to this section of the brain. So it's not hard. That's why it only took five sessions at 40 minutes. It wants to be fed. People want to be this good. That's the only way to survive. To have a great job, to finish college, to get a great spouse and be monogamous, and to be thin. Like, this is such a gift you could give somebody. It's worth a try, even if they get closer than they would without trying. It's such a good idea. And it's never too late. It's not too late for me. So I'm going to, figure out if I can figure out a way to, stop eating so much. But I'm going to work on it myself. If Cookie Monster can do it, I can do it. I can do this. Everyone can. But really for children at 4 years old, that is the primo, 4 to 6, to get this thing done. And they're so sweet at that age anyway. It's like perfect. A 16-year-old would be impossible. A 4-year-old wants to please you, wants to have fun, wants to talk to you. So anyway, I just thought it was interesting, and it really could save a person from a lifetime of being late and making mistakes and stuff. So anyway, Marshmallow Effect. Look at the YouTube of these little children. It is absolutely hilarious. And think about it for your grandchildren, because you can do it as a grandmother. When you get them one weekend afternoon, you could do this. Play that game. Put a cookie out and say, I'll be back with 2 more. Whatever. You can do it yourself. Everybody can do it. It doesn't take 6 years of all day long. So anyway, maybe I'm going to be more sane if I can do this. Take care and wish me luck. My new mantra is, if Cookie Monster can do it, so can I. Thanks. Bye-bye. I'll be back.